Jackson Pollock splashed paint and wasn't sorry. These shoes belong to Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock was a painter. He was born in the wild wests of the United States more than 100 years ago. After growing up surrounded by nature, he moved to New York City to study art. Jackson was 18. It was in this great city that Jackson met Lee and Peggy. Lee was a fellow artist who later became Jackson's wife. Peggy was an important lady who collected Jackson's paintings, exhibited them at her gallery, and helped him sell them too. After a few years in the city, Jackson and Lee moved to a farm in the countryside. There, Jackson found the peace and inspiration he needed to experiment with a new way of painting. Jackson didn't like standing in front of an easel with a brush and a palette. When he painted, he moved. He would paint and move and paint. But how did he do that? Did he paint turning somersaults? Or while running across a canvas? Maybe he painted while riding a bike with his brush in hand. Maybe he painted while dancing the boogie-woogie. Could he have painted while climbing the Rocky Mountains? Or gliding through the air on a parachute? What about painting while swimming a river? Well, he didn't quite paint in those ways, though he probably would have enjoyed trying. Jackson actually painted by walking around a huge canvas that was spread out on the floor. Sometimes he painted in drips. Sometimes he painted by whirling his arms around. He splashed paint using brushes, sticks and spoons and pouring it straight out of a can. Jackson was careful with his drips and splashes, making sure the paint landed in exactly where he wanted. He painted with the energy and grace of a dancer. He painted with rhythm and order, concentrating on every movement until the very last drop of paint fell on the canvas. It's finished! Jackson was unlike any other painter. He did things his own way, with drips, splashes and movements. And he wasn't sorry. Some people did not like his paintings. Other people didn't understand them. But Jackson couldn't paint in any other way. When he painted, his heart would beat like a drum and he could not stay still. People soon began to understand his work, and some even tried painting the same way that he did. His artworks became famous, and now they hang in museums around the world. Jackson, you did it. The end.